Hi everyone, welcome to a very spontaneous live card making class. I was going to do it last night, but yesterday was hubby's birthday and he's like, oh, you still could have scheduled it, but I didn't want to do that. But exciting news, I was thinking, I know I'm going to go on here and I know I'm expecting a parcel, and sure enough, I was just about to hit the live button and my postie turned up with my big brown box, and so that's very exciting. My pre-order has just arrived, so yay! Just while people are coming in, you'll notice that I'm green behind me. I've actually turned my table around the other way. I feel like I've got a bit more of a room and floor space with it differently, but it also means that my setup is a little bit different. Hi Kayla, how are you? So I'm completely set up and different and around the wrong way, and I'm still getting used to this. I'm trying to decide whether I want to keep my table in the position that it's in or switch it back, or so I'm not 100%. I think what I need is dare I say it, as a crafter, a smaller table, because it's just taking up so much of my floor space. But anyway, so just a quick little thing. I've just announced this actually just before I come on live as well. My new Christmas stamp stack, I'm running a couple of days behind in this, so it's going to be a shorter sign-up period. So if you are looking to join this month's stamp stack to be ready for... Hey, Deb from Singapore! How cool! What are you doing on watching Facebook Live? You're supposed to be out enjoying the sights and doing tours and stuff, or maybe it's just downtime time. So Christmas stamp stack. Over on my blog at the moment, you can sign up, really quick sign up for this so that I can keep my time frame rolling, because I got a little bit behind. So anyway, I'll swing back to me. So I'm feeling very different. I'm feeling very green. I'm feeling very close to the camera because I've got a different setup as well. So a little bit different. Today we are going to be playing with that Brusho technique I keep saying about. So I'll be using my Stamparatus, and I'll be using the Brusho as well. So it's a really fun technique. Hi Sherry, hi Carolyn, how are you? Okay, I'm feeling very glossy too. Okay, so let me swing the camera around, switch over to my other camera, and I will show you what we're going to be making. Okay, so I have my Stamparatus here. Whoop, losing bits of it. I've got two plates. I will be using both of them. Look at this. I've got my silicone mat, which is nicely covered with something. What was I using last? Oh, it might have been that, I didn't clean off my shimmer paste. That's what I was doing. And I've got, what I'm actually going to do is pop some scrap paper over it, because we'll be using our Brusho. I don't want to be getting my Stamparatus grubby, but you'll see that my plate is staining, so I mustn't be cleaning it off very properly. Okay, what we are using is the Sheltering Tree stamp set, and there we go. Love this one, and this one gives awesome results with the technique that we're going to use today. So I have a piece of, I'm getting my hair. I have a piece of shimmering white cardstock, and it is 13 centimeters by 9, okay? So the first thing that I'm gonna do is try and open my stamp case for starters. I need that one. I need this one first. I'm going to be using, I'm so glad that they changed the packaging around with these polymer stamps, because that one's a pain in the neck. All right, so what I want to do is I'm placing it face down on my card where I would like it to be. I'm going to have it a little bit further down. So round about there. Then close my plate. Oh, you know what? I'm going to also, just to give me a little bit of extra height, I'm actually just going to pop in my silicone mat, just to give me a little bit of extra padding. Okay, now I find it easier to use these little Stampin' spots when I am inking up. And we're a little bit, let me see if I can just pull out a little smidge. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Okay, so I find it a little bit easier to use these, but you will need to perhaps ink them up a little bit more often because they are only small tool. Okay, so I'm going to ink up, and you'll notice that I'm not worrying about putting a magnet down either. Oh yes, Brusho is so much fun. Here's another technique. I've got a gazillion of them over on YouTube that you can check out too. Okay, so, and the great thing I love about this is because I want a really nice deep black image. This one won't give me a deep black one, I already know. I can, love, I can just ink it up again. Now this is the archival black, which is going to be retiring at the end of this month. So my suggestion is, and I also need to take note myself, is to get a couple of re-inkers. And I'm going to do that too because apparently StazOn shouldn't be used with, and correct me if I'm wrong because I could well be wrong, but I thought that StazOn couldn't be used with photopolymer stamps. So I'm not 100% sure. Here we go. Okay, so I've got my black image. I'm just going to leave that there and clean it up later. Now comes the fun part. Okay, I'm going to grab my tree, and you can see that the Brusho stains as well. But it's fun, you know. I don't get too bent out of shape with my stamps being stained. So I'm going to pop that roughly where I want it, and because I'm going to put a sentiment over this side, my tree is a little bit like off center. It's not quite where it should be, like the leaves wise. Okay, so I'm putting that one down and adhering that to my plate. Now comes the fun part, okay? So now what we want to do is sprinkle down, and I'm going to be using the gamboge to start with, and I'm just going to sprinkle down some of my Brusho on that area there. And I might even pop a little bit of the brilliant red down as well at the same time. And I'm just going to bring it out a little bit because I can't remember where. Yep, that should hit it. Okay. So that's my brilliant red and my gamboge. And then I'm just going to grab one of my little spritzers, just with water in it, and cover that up because I don't really want that being activated. I just want to spritz my stamp quite well. Okay, you ready for the fun part? Ready? We're going to push that down and get all of that activated. You'll need to push down fairly firm. You can probably see it squishing in there. I hope you can see it. Let me see if I can zoom in a smidge. See it all squishing and oozing in there? Fun. Okay, and then when we lift it up, we have that. So what we did next time is just popped a little bit more on. You can get some really amazing looking autumn, although we're coming into winter, it certainly feels like winter today. The temperature is dropping very rapidly. Okay, so we just want to spritz that a little bit more and then really ink that up. Okay, oh, you know what? When we were doing this yesterday, the day before at Lincoln Learn, we were all sharing and I had time to allow this to dry, and I'm not going to be able to allow that to dry properly. So that is the look that you get. That will need a smidge time to dry, but isn't that fun? Fun, and I can't even reach my heat tool to dry it quickly. So I'm hoping that it's going to dry super quick. You know what I'll do in the meantime? I will take this plate out. It's not very organised now, is it? Right, I'll just zoom back again, because that should not take too long to dry. All right, so I need to take that plait out and put it aside somewhere where it's not going to be in my way. Grab my second plate. And I'm going to be using Love What You Do from the bundle, which is on this moment. And I'm going to line up. I should be able to line up. Whoops. I hope my head's not in the way. There's a little bit of fibre going on there. No, can't pick it up. There we go. So I'm going to set this up while I'm waiting, and hopefully I don't pick up any of those crystals. So of course it's a beautiful day, and just going to pick that up. And you know what I did? I picked that up too. That's okay. That's an easy fix, isn't it? Okay, while that's drying, cross fingers that I can stamp this at the same time that that's drying, hey? Should I try? 30 today in Perth. Oh my goodness. We're supposed to be 18 or 19 today, but this morning it was like feeling like at 10 o'clock or something, it was feeling like it was 10 degrees and it was like, whoa. So not cool. Okay, so I am inking up. I need to come back a little bit further so you can see. Oh, there's my cord. I am inking up my plate, and this one's going to be a little bit dicey, okay, because I haven't factored in dry time, but I'm going to give it a crack anyway. Being a waterproof black ink, you would assume that I can actually do that. So each time you do this, oopsie, okay, lesson learned, no you can't. There's always a lesson to be learned, is there not? Especially when you're doing it live and you're supposed to be, you know, half professional. Okay, I am going to now, oh, there we go. That case is super hard to open. I am going to, oh dearie me, I don't have the right block. Okay, I was going to use a block. Maybe I'll just use this instead. I'll wait for that to dry a little bit more. Pick up that one. Clean that bit off. Jeepers creepers, I'm all in a big mess today. Okay, I've got some old olive ink here. 75 Fahrenheit. What is that? Is that like 23 degrees or something like that? All right, ink up your... I need to get some new ink pads. These ones, can you believe this is still the really, really super old olive, and it's just getting everywhere. So that's why I also find that the those ink spots are so much easier. Because now I've just got, oh, you know what's in my new box? I just before I hit the go live button, my pre-order turned up. And you know what? I'm going to try and, is it still wet? Yes. I have the new chamois in that box sitting over there. All right, so I have to wait for that bit to dry a little bit. That's not going to... So I've done that. I've stamped in my old olive. And I'm just going to reach across. And I just want to... Because this has got such a watercoloured look to it, I sort of want this to have a bit of a watercoloured look to it as well. So trying not to... If it was dry in a perfect world and that was all nice and dry, dust off your crystals, any excess ones, because I've just picked up a red crystal and dragged it all through my green, which is not the best. So I'm just going to smudge that around a little bit because I just sort of want to keep that little bit of a, you know, the little bit of the watercoloured going on. Okay, dry, dry, dry. You know what? I'm just going to dry it for it. How about that? It's bled a little bit, but you guys can't see on the screen, but it has bled a little bit. The black hasn't bled, the Brusho bled. I'll pick it up and show you in a minute. So just re-inking the black. 11 in Victoria. Oh, God. You know what? I don't like super hot weather, but I really don't like freezing weather either. Okay, that's going to do. I'm going to fix that up in my own time. So that is my Stamparatus one. A leaf in the grass. That's right. Exactly. Now, I think I put a... Oh, I'm going to get all this stuff out of my way. I also put the swing... Is that dry enough? Look at that. The great thing is that you can just blot. Oh, stop fiddling. All right, the swing. Some of the girls put the bike in as well, which was really cool. All right. Okay. Oh, I know. I think Port Lincoln has all the seasons in one day as well, especially when it goes from, you know, super windy and like the other day we had super strong winds. They were doing a burn off, which the day before, which of course didn't get put out properly. So on the day that we had all the super strong winds, we ended up with a fire that got out of control. And then thankfully it started raining during the night. And then it was cold the next day. So we've gone from hot northerly winds with fires to freezing cold and raining the next day. It's crazy. Now, my little, this little Stampin' Spot here was from one of the kits. I think it was the, you know, the pretty one, the one with all the pretty flowers, the ones with the pencils. But my lid doesn't fit on there properly, so I just put a rubber band around it. Okay, so what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm just going to put a little bit of water across there as well, just to maintain that watercolour look. Okay, so I have a base of Old Olive. All the new colours will be in that box too. Oh, I need to hurry up here so that I can go and play. Okay, Old Olive base, and then a piece of Soft Sky. So don't forget to stock up on those colours that are disappearing as well. Where is my snail? So... yes, and because I'm at home all day by myself, I sort of feel like I don't put the heater on during the daytime, because if it's just me, I feel like it's a waste, especially when you're moving around the house in different rooms. Okay, so I'm popping that just so that you've got a smidge of green and a smidge of on either side. Whoops, I'm catching. Okay, now this is still wet. I should have set it up or had done a one beforehand or something or other. I should have been a little bit more prepared. I just put it down in front of me and then I couldn't find it. Okay, now this one I'm actually going to put a load of snail on, okay, so don't fear. Because it's wet. A load of snail. Okay, now it's stuck to my finger. Oh, good, I'm glad. Yes, the colours are starting to sell out now. Okay, so I'm putting this flush with the edge. I'm going to try and actually stick that on straight. Flush with the edge. And hopefully straight. Oh, oh, oh. Today is not my day. I should not craft in areas that, in time slots that don't suit me. Look what I just did. Look what I just did. I'm not going to say anything. You know what? I'm not even going to put embellishments on that because I have a feeling that this is not going to be a card that I keep. So I will say, here's what we did the other day. This one I used just the gamboge and I popped in some of those beautiful glittery dots. And don't you love, I'm just not even going to think about it. Got it. I'll have to try and fix it somehow. We'll just shift it out of camera. So I've used some of those pretty glittery dots. They are also on the retiring list, so grab some of them. They also come in blue, yellow and pink. And this is, because we always make 2 cards when we do Link and Learn, and there's my other one, which this was the first card that I did, and I sort of got a little bit heavy-handed with my brilliant red over this side, so I should have, but that's okay. And my leaves are a little bit off-center to where they should be, but it still looks pretty. And this one has on the black rhinestones, which I do believe might still be in the clearance section. So despite this card, let's see if I can pull out, every time you make this card, it is completely different. So very pretty and very autumny. So there we have it. And if you allow it to dry, see how this one is, like I haven't put as much water in there, and you've got a lot more of the stamp being shown, like more of the features of the stamp. Whereas this one, I've put a lot more water on there and the colours have sort of all bled together, and you've got a little bit of the leaves around the outside. So there we have it. Ah, dearie me. Don't you love live TV sometimes? Okay, I'm probably thinking about that big brown box I've got sitting over on my cupboard. So I am going to leave you now and hope that you have a play with this technique, because it is really fun. It's a little bit messy, but not too messy, but just allow yourself some dry time. I completely forgot when we were doing in Link and Learn, because it was all being passed around from person to person. We actually had time to sit and allow things to dry before we moved on with our stamping. So don't try and rush things. Sometimes it pays not to. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, and we will hopefully be back in our regular time slot of Thursday nights. I've just had the first of my birthday, then my 2 boys have birthdays a little bit, like one's next week and then one's on the weekend, and so as soon as I get through all of them, things will settle down again for me. So excellent. Okay, so thank you very much. Thanks for joining me, and we will see you again in a couple of days. Bye.